You believe you are mentally strong. You think discipline is forcing your mind to obey, to crush negative thoughts, to plaster a smile over the cracks in your spirit. But that is not strength. That is brute force. And the brute will always, eventually, break. Imagine your mind, not as a fortress to be defended, but as a sacred temple. And right now, the enemy is already inside. He has muddied the floors, screamed echoes into the halls, and claimed your throne. That enemy is you. But the samurai understood a profound secret, a way to win this war without ever drawing a blade. Let me explain why. You wake up, and the battle begins. The ghosts of yesterday's failures, the specter of tomorrow's anxieties, they are your unwelcome guests. You try to fight them. You wrestle with your thoughts. You try to think positive. You scroll for distraction, hoping to drown out the noise with more noise. You are stirring the mud, hoping the water will clear. But the ancient warriors, the samurai, they knew a softer, wiser way. They knew the mind, like a polished blade or a sacred room, doesn't stay clean by accident. It requires a gentle daily ritual, not through the pressure of affection, but through quiet acts that cleanse the spirit. There was a samurai monk over 400 years ago named Takuan Soho. He saw the truth. He wrote, "The mind must be wide and open like the sky." He knew a cloud of doubt or a storm of anger would always pass through. But the sky itself remains untouched. He didn't fight the clouds. He simply made his mind vast enough to let them pass. You know this feeling. The weight of your own ambition, the pressure of your own standards. You've mastered new skills, you've climbed the ladder, but the higher you climb, the heavier the silence of the night becomes. This was the path of Araki Nobumasa, a brilliant samurai whose mind, once his sharpest weapon, had become his cage. He was a master of the sword, yet he was being defeated from within by his own racing thoughts. He would lie awake, tortured by decisions, replaying every mistake, fearing every possible future. You have lain there too, haven't you? Drowning not in blood, but in the relentless monologue of your own mind. One night, an old monk found him. He offered no lecture, no grand philosophy. He simply handed Nobumasa a wooden ladle and a small basin of water. "Your mind is muddy," the monk said, "because you stir it too often. Try this." From that day on, before the sun dared to rise, Nobumasa performed this simple act. He sat in silence. He filled the basin, and he slowly, rhythmically, poured the water back and forth. He focused only on the sound, the feel, the quiet, steady rhythm of falling water. He wasn't trying to stop his thoughts. He wasn't trying to fix his problems. He was simply creating space. With each pour, he was giving his worries permission to settle. With each splash, he was rinsing the residue of his ego. Within weeks, this small, quiet ritual did what no amount of mental force could do. The man who feared the noise in his own head became known for his unshakable calm, even in the heart of battle. That simple ladle saved his soul. This is the power shift, the truth you have been missing. Peace does not come from solving. It comes from cleansing. The samurai lived by a code of spiritual cleanliness they called Saiketsu. It was a belief that clarity outside creates clarity inside. Before writing an important letter, a warrior would slowly wash his hands in a stone basin, not for hygiene, for clarity. The act of pausing, pouring, and feeling the water was a signal to the mind. We are beginning anew. You can do this. Before you start your day's work, wash your hands with intention. Light a single candle and sit in silence for just 2 minutes. These are not empty gestures. They are sacred signals to your brain. I am cleaning my space. Therefore, I am cleaning my mind. They practiced sumie, ink painting, where a single stroke must be made with absolute presence. Once the brush touches paper, it cannot be erased. The goal was never perfection, it was presence. You can do this. Each morning, take a notebook. Write one single, unfiltered thought. Do not analyze it. Do not judge it. Do not fix it. Just let it out. Like a brushstroke on paper. Release the weight of the unspoken. The legendary Yagyu Munenori used an even faster technique. He called it Makoto-no-ma, the true interval. In a moment of overwhelm, even in the chaos of battle, he would stop and take one breath, one blink, one single pause. That tiny moment didn't solve the problem. It returned him to his center. It was the armor that made him invincible. A single breath can clean the dust from your thoughts. You were never broken, just cluttered. You have been trying to fight the clouds, when all you needed to do was remember that you are the sky. The sword doesn't cut because it is angry. It cuts because it is clear, and it does not hesitate. The goal was never to become thoughtless. It was to become a silent watcher of your thoughts. To practice Chinmoku, the art of silent reflection. To sit without distraction and watch your thoughts drift by like clouds, noticing which ones feel heavy, and with each exhale, letting them float away. Peace is not a prize you win. It is the space you create. So tonight, when your mind feels full, do not fight it. Do not force yourself to feel better. Instead, clean around the chaos. Wipe down your desk with intention. Tidy one small corner of your room. Let the clarity outside create clarity inside. Wash your hands slowly, as if preparing for a sacred act. And just before you react to the world, take one single breath. This is the path. The samurai didn't chase happiness. They cultivated clarity. And from that clarity, peace arrived unannounced as a welcome guest. You are not here to escape the noise. You are here to learn how to find the silence within it. If you will walk this path, if you are ready to stop fighting and start cleansing, write in the stillness below, I am the sky, and let the clouds pass.